Ranked battles are always challenging, even for the most experienced of tankers, so the reward for winning should echo that. Please welcome the main reward in Ranked Battles 2021 to 2022. The Tier 10 Chinese 114 SP2 tank destroyer. At first glance, the 114 SP2 looks like a huge pile of problems. But you're not really sure what those problems are. A brief word about the armor. There is none. It's non-existent. Effective front turret armor is about 160 millimeters thick, and it's 157 millimeters on the hull. The sides are mostly for decoration as well. You can get under your enemy's skin, of course. Honestly though, no one will take aim at them. A giant turret will always be looming around the corner. Thanks to its size, you might think that no bush is big enough to hide this mammoth. But that's where the 114 will prove you wrong. Its concealment is pretty impressive for a tank of this size. About 14% when stationary and 8% when moving. In a bush, it feels more comfortable than the Grill 15. It's just as useful too. Damage per shot is a bit lower with the 114, but the other firing stats are more or less the same. The 114's gun is really accurate, and it doesn't lack penetration. On some open maps, like Steppes, Prokhorovka, or Marinovka, you can confidently cause damage from a safe distance. You need to be prepared to play that way though. Take a camo net or low-noise exhaust system for more concealment, a telescope or optics for better view range, and a gun rammer for more DPM. Crew skills are a different story altogether. One person is both the commander and radio operator in this tank. An all-purpose set of skills will be your best bet. Boost concealment some more with the camouflage, directive, and improved combat rations for good measure. And voila, you have a perfectly prepared bush sniper. This could be it, a standard paper-thin TD for shooting from a distance. If only the 114 SP2 was standard. This vehicle belongs to a special breed of TDs that have a fully rotating turret. That broadens its tactical arsenal by a lot and provokes some action. Regarding mobility, the 114 looks like a typical heavy. It picks up its top speed slowly but steadily, and it can keep up with heavies or tag along with medium tanks. What's more, you can boost speed with a turbocharger or dual modification. The main advantage of the 114 on the front line, however, is its gun. Its good alpha damage and nice penetration are complemented by a wild reload time of 14.4 seconds. That can even be shortened to 10.5 seconds. Full turret rotation gives you a lot of freedom to act, and the 114's gun and mobility pair well with that freedom. What to do with all this might is up to you. Install improved hardening and trade your hit points. Or trade your allies' hit points. You have to really understand what's going on around you for that. But first, decide on the route. The Heavy's flank is a super tempting option. Here, you can do more damage, and the enemies are in no rush. The thing is, you can't be on the front line here. Out of all the targets, you'll be the most desirable. Stay behind stronger allies and roll out only to fire first, or when your opponent starts reloading. Don't take any risks, and don't waste your hit points. Also, remember that the 114's special shells are APCR shells. These may be fast, but they don't normalize well. If, say, some E100 does this, you're left with no damage. Things are different on the MT flank. The opponents here aren't quite as sturdy, and they don't bite as much. But that also means less potential damage. Plus, the pace of the battle is much higher. Here, you can allow yourself to be closer to the main action, but only if you're not alone. A lonely, fragile TD, even one with a rotating turret, is a sitting duck for enemies. But all in all, follow the same rules as for the heavy's flank. Save your hit points. You are one big problem for the enemy. No tank will engage in a one-on-one with a 114, that's for sure. 3 shots will be enough to send almost any MT back to the garage. Your enemies will be using one thing they're better at than you are, their mobility. So keep that in mind. Watch your enemies and your allies carefully. If you suddenly realize you're outnumbered, fall back to the second line. This way, you're more likely to stay alive and will better perform to all your damage-dealing potential. On any flank, the 114's main objective is to bolster its team and support its allies. Use field modification to increase your tactical options. One set for firing from a distance. Another for close encounters. Then you'll be ready to fight on any map. At the start of the battle, take a convenient position and use the 114's natural accuracy to pick off light tanks. This is a particularly good tactic on Redshire, Malinovka, Live Oaks, Steppes, and Prokhorovka. After that, catch the tailwind and move to your next position. Don't worry about being late to the skirmish. The 114 is a secret weapon that is best used in the middle of battle. The 114 SP2 is a pretty unusual vehicle for its type. It can play effectively at a distance, but it can be equally successful up front. Thanks to the comfortable gun and high DPM, it can do anything. Support heavy tanks or get in a good clash with mediums. This TD is harder to flank, and it's nearly impossible to kill it before it kills you, even by the most fast-firing of mediums. The 114 is useful at any stage of battle, a sniper at the start, a warrior in the middle, a reaper by the end.